IMHO Talk Show.
Yeah, buddy. Still in the booth in the building, back like we never left, Sir Charles.
Miss Max.
I guess we get Razor a pass today since he's virtual, so we give him a little pass
I
today.
couldn't get my phone out my pocket. I'm sorry.
Be ye ready. Razor. Be ye ready. But yeah, but without further ado, man, we want to appreciate, as always, Ty Cooper supporting and joining us. And always thinking enough of us to want to share what he's doing with us. And thank you for that, for sharing your beautiful thoughts and tributes. But without further ado, Ty, the Black Business Expo 2024, my man.
Mm-hmm.
So this year it's going down for Juneteenth, June 15th, as being a part of the grander Juneteenth celebration brought to you by the Jefferson School African American Heritage Center. But Ty, sort of give us the the breakdown of that, man. Like why the change? Why the change?
Yeah, but I'm doing this in conjunction with another entity, at UVA, Nathan, his station. Yeah, and we just always try to talk about, like, what can we do to make it better? What can we do to make it different? What can we do to kind of make it more significant? Mm-hmm. And so we were just kind of bumping our heads together, and then we was thinking, like, okay, well, the farmers market is at the on Saturdays. The farmers market is at the XR Park, and so that means that we would have to start the festival, the expo, late in the afternoon, like around 2-3 o'clock, and that just doesn't really fit to what we were trying to do. So even last year we changed it to a Friday, which is not something I wanted to do, because people have to work on Fridays, but we did it because we didn't want to start in the afternoon. We wanted to start in the morning. We wanted to make sure that the vendors have enough time to be out there to really feel as though they benefit from setting up. Right. If you set up at 3 o'clock, I mean, what's the benefit in that? Yeah. So it just, I wanted them to have more time and more visibility. The year before that, which was great, they moved the market over to the other side of XR Park, and we had the place that we normally have. So we had a cross. I would say, like a cross opportunity to cross market and share audiences. So it was really heavily, trafficked. And then, but this year they didn't want to move it. Well, last year they really didn't want to move it. So last year we were thinking this year we need to make a change. And I said, well, I want to make sure that it connects with something that is meaningful to the Black community. And then we did Juneteenth. It was like, all right, let's do a Juneteenth celebration. Yeah. And then we were talking about the Jefferson School, how they do such a great event. They had the parade early morning, and the parade, they march or they parade to the Jefferson School. And I was like, that's a prime opportunity. We can do it that way. We could share audiences, and we can provide the celebration, the Juneteenth celebration, with something more than just a celebration. We could add this Black business element to it. And then for us, the celebration could be added to what we do. So I think, to me, it's a mutually beneficial, arrangement. And we're gonna try to make the best of it. And hey, whatever happens this year, right? Because people are just learning about it. But if it's something that we think that the audience and the market and the people of Charlottesville and surrounding area want, then we'll keep it, and we'll do it next year and make it even bigger next year, and bring more people and build it up even more. But I think it's a good opportunity to really, like, partner with the Jefferson School African American Heritage Center, because I love Andrea anyway. We've been close friends for a long time, and Leslie as well and stuff. So I'm excited about it.
Hey, Charles.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, I know Ty is my real friend, right? Because when your friends are around, you always looking to make jokes. So when Ty was saying, "How can we make it bigger? How can we make it grander?" I was like, "How can we make it blacker?"
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny you say that, because right now I'm actually looking for, because I have not locked in all of the panelists yet. Because what I normally would do is, because I'm a guy of promoting diversity, right? I'm like the diversity guy, quote unquote. Everything I do is about promoting diversity, bringing people together so people can enjoy one another, people can be introduced to their respective cultures. But I really want to have more. I want this to be dominated. I want the panelists to be dominated Black. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
of course.
Yeah. So I'm looking for that now. I'm looking for even more people. We got a lot of people who's like out of town. It's just when you go into that early summertime, about to be summer, school is out, so people going on vacation. So I'm having a little issue with that right now because I'm trying to get more people, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to do what I normally would do by mixing it up. And I don't mind mixing it up. I just want more. It's a Juneteenth celebration. I want more Black business people to be on the panels.
Yeah. And Ray, thank you for bringing that up, Reza, and Ty for elaborating on it as well, because we're gonna keep it a buck, Ty. When you come on here, we're gonna keep it a buck. And so I do want your take on that, because a lot of what gets celebrated at the Jefferson School African American Heritage Center and a lot of their events, they are big on that. They are big on it being properly represented. I even know like the parade that morning, right? All participants, and this is out of the mouth of Leslie, all participants have to be Black, because it's about Black people and their culture. And so the spotlight being on them, right? And so I'm curious, like being that they do take a stance on things like that, how has that affected your planning when it comes to more of the optics, right? And making sure that this being a part of a Juneteenth celebration holds its integrity.
Yeah, no, it hasn't, because for the Black Business Expo, this is the 8th year. All of the vendors, all the businesses have to be Black. It's always been like that from day one. The only non-vendors that you may see out there are like a sponsor or a nonprofit organization. City Apartments hasn't, but CIC, but CIC serve a lot of the Black community. United Way is a sponsor. They serve a lot of the Black community. So those are like nonprofit organizations and sponsors. But every vendor have always had to be Black. It was I never played around with that part of it. The only really blend or diversity was on the panel, because for me, what's most important to present on a panel, when it comes down to a business panel, I'm not talking about like a fashion panel or something, like a business panel is all about the information. So I always looked at whomever had that information, someone who have scaled their business to where they are dealing with Boeing. Because I've had engineers on there before, right, who deal with Boeing, as far as aircrafts and all these other different entities. It's about the information, so people can learn from that information. So I make sure I always blend it, where I have Black, Latino, Hispanic, white, Guatemalan, you know what I'm saying? And I say Asian. So I have mixed it up over the years. So it hasn't changed my approach to it, because I always had that anyway. It's just that I always was all about like really mixing up the panels so that different industries can be represented. So if I can't find a Black person in a certain industry who can speak about how do you become a vendor of Boeing? How can Boeing contract with you? How do you scale that business to deal with someone like that? If a person is Asian or white and can speak to that, I think that's valuable information for a prospective business person who's in the audience to get that information. But as far as with this one here, because it's Juneteenth, I'm definitely more on like, let's load it up with Black people if I can find them, if people are available, and let's represent hardcore that way, particularly for this one, because of what it stands for now, because it's Juneteenth. But it wasn't a thing where I changed it because of Jefferson School. I changed because of it being Juneteenth.
And that's key. Like that's key. And I'm glad you said that about if you can't find, like the Black person to fill that spot, and I say that again, not only because that's key, for you and the representation, but that's key for our people to hear. And Miss Max, and I'll kick it to you, because a lot of times we complain about other people stepping in and doing things, but then I have to ask, where you be at?
Right.
Why you complaining about somebody getting work done? Where you be?
You have to prove it to me. Look.
I love that. That's good. I'm gonna use it too. I'm gonna use that.
So I first heard about the Black Business Expo being a part of the Jefferson Center Juneteenth celebration through Leslie, who was a guest on the show a few weeks ago. And I think it's a wonderful partnership. And I know you said that if this event goes well, feedback is good, then you'll continue to make it a component of the Juneteenth celebration.
As long as they want us as well, because
I would almost say
true.
it ought to be a part of it for what
I was
that's
thinking
worth.
it too.
It ought to be a part of it. I think that's it would be a great benefit to the community. But the other thing I wanted to say, as I hear your passion talking about the event and the significance of Black-owned businesses, and I think I guess I want to just hear a little bit more about that, only because I think when you first created Roots here in Charlottesville, your business was less focused, or at least people perceived that it was less focused on the Black or minority community. And that has changed over the years. And yeah, that's noticeably changed over the years. And so I'm curious to know your priorities as far as how your work contributes to that of the Black small business, Black community, Black-owned small businesses, and I guess what your goals are for that.
Okay, yeah. So let me give you a little history, because that's a little inaccurate, and not in a horrible way, nothing like that. But I'm gonna give you a little bit of history. My company, I started my company in 1993 when I was at my third year at Norfolk State University.
Okay.
So my market was all Black.
Okay.
Always Black. When I came to Charlottesville, it was still Black. I did junkyard band. I bought backyard band to Charlottesville. I bought junkyard band to Charlottesville. We bought the celebrity basketball games to Charlottesville. That was all like Black, targeted events.
Okay.
The one thing that wasn't Black when I moved up to Charlottesville, a year before I moved up to Charlottesville, that I opened up a dry cleaners, and we had 3 dry cleaners in Charlottesville, and that was how I was introduced to a non-Black audience, because the majority of my customers were non-Black, were white for the most part. Came to the dry cleaning. We had the eco-friendly dry cleaners. We had 3 of them, one on Main Street, which is how I started to really truly get to know people who were outside of my target audience when it came down to me bringing events to Charlottesville. And that was in 2008 when I opened up that cleaners.
Okay.
And I still kept on doing the events per se, the junkyard. I mean, not junkyard, excuse me. I still kept doing some stuff. I did gospel shows. We did a bunch of stuff that was targeted in Black. But as I began to develop those relationships within the dry cleaners, my clients, so I had professors coming from UVA. I had people from municipalities such as, the city of Charlottesville, Office of Economic Development, and, in Albemarle. So I started kind of growing my relationships outside of just the Black community, and which was a great thing. And so it was, I remember when board members from the Paramount Theater would come to my dry cleaners and ask me, hey, are you interested in being on the board of the Paramount Theater? And I heard what happened. I heard I learned the history of the Paramount, and I turned them down multiple times. Because I was like, well, I don't know how Black people view the Paramount Theater. And I was on the side of that, right? I was on the side of like our people. But pressure burst pipes, right? And persistence. So they kept coming to me, kept coming. And I think in 2010, 2 years, I as I was building my relationships with people here in Charlottesville, I said to them, yeah, I joined. Because so then when I got on the board of the Paramount, they were doing, what the Paramount does at that time. And then I said, I was like, well, I complained. I complained to the whole entire board about the manager and the marketing person at that time. And I said to them, I said, look, this is the Paramount Theater. We asked for tax forgiveness from the city. That money where we asking for tax forgiveness can be fixing up low income neighborhoods. It could money that we are asking not to pay could be going to a group of people who we are not marketing, we're not targeting. I said, so if we, in our mission statement, if we call ourselves a community theater, we have to represent the communities, all of the communities. Now, if you want to just celebrate, if you want to just cater to the white hair and white people, then that's fine. But don't call ourselves a community theater.
Right.
So I got into this riff, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna show you how to do it. So what I did is that I moved my event, which was the step and dance competition, from the Performing Arts Center at Charlottesville High School. I moved that event where I was getting my friend Holly Edwards, God bless, R.I.P.
Right.
She gave me that building for free 2 years in a row because she wanted me to bring that event to that location, and I did that, right, and I did it for a while. Well, I was getting it for free, or the most I was getting it had to pay was $500. I gave a $500 contribution basically to the city of schools, so I still got the building. And then also I was doing a comedy show, so I brought those events to the Paramount Theater to show how to promote diversity, how to celebrate Black, Asian, or non-white historical events. So for me, it was about educating the market, educating the Paramount Theater to what step is. People didn't know what step was. They had no clue what is step. And I had to educate them. It came from Africa and blah, 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 blah. So then I brought that event to where instead of me paying $0 or either $500 at the Jefferson, not at the Performing Arts Center, and getting almost 1,100 people in there, I took it event from there to prove a point to help represent my people, Black people, at the Paramount Theater. And then at that time, my bill was $12,000 to the Paramount Theater. But see, no one knows that. They don't understand that Ty Cooper, to stand for Black people, to show Black culture, I paid $12,000 opposed to paying 0 or either 500. The most I paid was 500 at the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah.
And,
so Tyler, let me interject for time's sake as well. Is that possible? And I want to make sure that we close out with the critical information that's going on for the Expo too. But in a town like Charlottesville, what I hear you saying is, being that the majority is what it is, the old money is what it is. My question is, when we, don't take charge of opportunities, whether that be for lack of effort or that be lack of capital, do you feel like that Charlottesville is a place to where we can have those spaces, like where we can have Black funded and Black patronized spaces, or do you feel like that it always has to be integrated, so to speak?
No, it doesn't always have to be integrated, but it's just that when I look at what I'm big on. I'm a filmmaker, right? As well, I own a marketing and branding company. For me, I think it's really important to introduce people to your culture so that they can see you in a different light, so they can see our people in a different light, so opportunities can present themselves. Those, like the people like some of the artists the dancers, right, who used to dance on the stage of the Paramount for me at my event, they never touched the Paramount stage. They never touched a big stage like that. Like, you got these young Black kids, young Latino kids who are on these step teams, who are part of it, like elite dance group, with the Banks, with the Banks family, Shauna, and them. They never seen the inside the Paramount. Many of them did, right? So my goal for real is to provide platform for people. Now, can we have only Black spaces? Yes, of course. Look at the Black Professional Network, which you are running right now. You guys bring people together all the time in different restaurants at different locations to celebrate one another, right? So definitely that could definitely exist. I'm just big on understanding that we have 70-something% white, 18% Black, 5% Hispanic in this town, and then others. Why would we want to just keep it so tight to where we don't introduce it to other people to experience and then enjoy it? Just like Tom Tom Festival. Right now, you got people at Tom Tom Festival, but like I was working with Paul at Tom Tom Festival from the very first one.
I'm gonna have to be back
man,
about. I'm gonna have to be back
on.
about that time because I got some opinions on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is not about Tom. What I'm saying is about when I see all the black people, man, on the mall, on the downtown mall where they traditionally do not go to congregate like that. I'm looking at that whole space. I'm like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah, for sure. So Ty, so the folks know we are talking about the Charlottesville Albemarle Black Business Expo Saturday, June 15th from 9 to 3, and it's part of Charlottesville's 2024 Juneteenth celebration at the Jefferson School African American Heritage Center. It's free and open to everyone to attend. But on the website, Ty, on blackbusinessexpo.org, you have where folks can register to be a vendor, where they can register for the business pitch contest, and they can email you with any questions, right?
Yeah, yep. So we have a great lineup, man, and it's very similar to the other years, but we have the vendor booths open at 9 a.m. on that Saturday, June 15th, as you stated, and then we have 3 panels. So we have a panel on marketing, so marketing to separate from the competition, and then at 11 o'clock they have the Juneteenth welcome. Libertation and Negro National Anthem. So all that's being that's happening at 11. Then 11:30, the Emancipation concert is at 11:30. So we have entertainment, which we always used to have entertainment in the previous venue as well. I mean, then we have raising money to sustain your business panel, and then we have the should you scale your business and trying to figure out when the timing is right. And that's at 12:45. So we have like space in between each one, so people could kind of like bounce back and forth and not really stuck at one area of the event. And then at 1:45, we're giving out $1,000 to the best business pitch competition. So someone who can pitch their business idea in 3 minutes or less, then they win $1,000 to the best one. So it's gonna be judged as usual. So I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty good event, man. And they can go to, as you stated, Charles, they can go to blackbusinessexpo.org and get more information about that and register as well. And we still have a few more spaces left for vendors too, and it's free.
Okay, that's
It's
right.
not a money grab. That's what I'm saying. It's never been a money grab. It's all about providing the platform for businesses, just like I try to provide a platform for artists.
Got you. Appreciate that. Good info, Ty Cooper, man. Thanks once again for what you do, and because we all play a part. Everybody plays a part to the greater body. So man, so we look forward to seeing you out there, Ty. Till next time.
And I'm glad to see Max in the studio because the last few times I've been there, Max has not been.
Look, trying to give me a hard time about that. I'm here now.
That's right.
What's going on? And Razor, and I want to just say something too. I always try to give my flowers to you guys too. I want to say, Razor, are you there?
You know I'm here.
Well, I don't really know that. Sometimes you don't, you kind of tune out. Sometimes
you like run your mouth too much. I'm here.
Hey, so now I want to say big up to you guys, man. To order up, man. Y'all doing some big things. Doing the stuff at UVA, man. It's not easy to be a vendor at UVA when it comes down to concessions. That's a big order. But it's order up. It's name of your business, so I guess you got to live up to it. But yeah, but it's not easy, man. Like people don't know what really goes into it. So I'm hoping that at some point you guys can interview yourselves to really talk about what goes into that kind of business. And I want one of you to be on the business panel, one of the business panels too, because you actually have scaled your business, and I think that you can really speak on the scaling panel on when the timing is right, how to scale it. So I'm putting you guys on the spot, either you or Max, to be able to come in and really like join that panel for me on the June 15th to talk about that, because people need to see that and understand how to do it, because it's not easy to do that. You got to have your money right. You got to have food. You got to have ample food, ample supplies, and you got to give discounts, because I'm sure the UVA is getting in your pockets.
Yeah. Hey, Ty, real talk, for me to be up there and talk, people, it wouldn't be fair to the people, because unless they have somebody supporting you, and able to tell you when you're wrong and tell you when you're right, like I have Max, it's not going to be the same outcome. So I think she is
Share
the
that though.
perfect
Share that.
person.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I think she's the perfect person for the panel because a lot of times we look at it from a male's point of view of what, even when it's a female, about what needs to be done to make things happen. We don't see all of the person that fills in all the cracks, the person that doesn't get appreciated or get their flowers. We see the one that's out in front of the limelight, but we don't see the one that actually makes
I
things
think you're
work.
trying to get some bonus points.
Yeah,
I was about to say that.
That's good.
Hey, you know what?
Y'all
Hey, you know
playing
what?
this.
Matter of fact, y'all be quiet. Max, you get the last word and take us to break because on that note, President gave Max her flowers. I think we need to be quiet and give the mic.
Well, before you do that, let me know. Are you available June 15th? Or are you gonna?
Yeah, we can connect after the interview if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll be on the truck. We're doing the food for there.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's no
see?
brainer then. Bring the kids. Bring the kids.
All right. Thank you, Ty, for sharing your Sunday with us as
No doubt.
usual. Family here at IMHO, and best of luck on your event.
I appreciate you. Thank
Talk
you,
soon.
guys. Thanks, Charles.
Yes, sir.
IMHO Talk Show.